Hello everyone, welcome to avatmosall. Make sure you subscribe and follow us on social media. So this will be a very quick review for the AS12. It's a hybrid that came out last year. It's been around for some time now. A couple of people have done reviews on it, and it's not really, how will I put it? It wasn't really a hyped product. Now I get it. It's six balanced Armature drivers on each side. A lot of people in the industry don't really like balanced armature to a large extent because it tends to be bright. I'll highlight that in this review and how you can fix some of its deficiencies that most other reviewers never really talked of, and how you can get the very best performance out of the KZ AS12 or most KZ lineup, because KZ tends to have a bit of an issue that I need to highlight in this video. And let's start off by talking about what you get in the box. You're just getting three pair of tips. The tips are standard KZ tips. I really don't consider them anything substantial or important, honestly, because I tried the tips on when I got it. The thing here is that when I got this and I tried the stock tips, I did not like the tips, to be honest. The tips that came with it were just horrible, honestly. At least for the cases, not horrible for other IEMs. The KZ tips were very good for other IEMs like the blondes. In fact, the KZ stock tips are the perfect tips for the blondes. If you don't know this now. It's kind of like a cheat tip that I use for the blondes to get that muddy bass tamed down a bit. But it is what it is. The blondes don't really have good ear tips, so this is probably the best you can get. Now, in terms of what you're getting extra is the cable, the stock cable. The stock cable is actually bad. I don't like the stock cable. This is the stock cable. This is how it looks like. I don't like this KZ stock cable, and they have actually been putting this crappy cable in. It is crappy. Literally, this is a disastrous looking cable. I don't even know how KZ puts this in the box for people that buy their IEMs. I don't get it, and a lot of people don't like their stock cable, and they've not tried to change it. Now they make other cables that they sell on AliExpress, and yes, and I'll link to the cable I'm using for the cases currently, because I upgraded it. I'm using a Yingyu cable, which is fantastic, and I'll tell you why you should get this cable for the cases. Now, in terms of every other thing, you're just getting a crappy cable, average tips, black average tips, and that's pretty much it. You're nothing really serious. Now, as for the sound, if I'm going to judge this out of the box in its stock form, it is pretty much a bad IEM, because it is shouty. It doesn't have control in the upper mids to the treble, and a lot of renowned reviewers talked about this, and it was present out of the box. And I didn't want to come out immediately to give it a bad or harsh review, but I wanted to tell you guys this is a very good IEM. But you need to understand that balanced armature generally has a very big deficiency that you need to take care of if you want to enjoy most balanced armature IEMs, and that is the upper mids. They are most of the time shouty and annoying. Not really what you may expect, especially if you're used to dynamic drivers like I am. I'm a dynamic driver person. I prefer dynamic driver sets over every other type of driver. So when I started using the AS12, I didn't like the signature it out of the box, but I fixed it. The first way I fixed it was to change the cable to a better braided cable that I don't know what the cable did to it, but it balanced the sound. It wasn't too thin. It wasn't too thin. It wasn't too shouty. It just balanced the sound, and that's number one. Then the next thing I did to like take away that crappy upper mids and shouty treble was to change the tips. I now got it quality foam tips, which I have on it, and it became a very good sounding IEM. Now the advantage about this IEM is that you can actually use it off your phone. It is incredibly loud. You don't need an amp for this. Trust me, don't even use an amp for this. This thing would shake your ears just with little power. So you can actually buy the KZ cable and you're good to go with this. You don't need a lot of power to really run this IEM. Now let's talk about sound. Now let's start out with treble. The treble on this, after modifying it a bit, became very well extended, and the tracks I used to test out the treble is the new Kaiser, All of the Feelings, new Kaiser, Crave, and Kaigo Someday. So in these tracks, Kaiser, All the Feelings, there is if you start out the song, there is the beat that starts the song, kind of like a very quick, it's actually pop. It's and the reason why I use recent music is most of the time other reviewers tend to go through old school music, but I tend to use new music because a lot of people, you listen to new music much more than the older music. So I have to review new music for IEMs generally. So expect me to only review new music. The other reviews can do old school music as their reference, but I'm gonna do new music, latest things that people can relate to. So as for Kaiser's All of a Feeling, it was a very detailed song that very few IEMs can handle that upper treble part, because it extends very well past 9K, because Kaiser kind of like uses the beats, the instrumental beats, to extend the high frequency range a lot. You need to get the song. All of you, I'll link or I'll put the name of the song in the description so you go listen to it. It is a very well bright song. On a bright set that is not controlled, it will be very shouty and annoying. You have to turn down the volume, but with the modification I did to the AS12, it sounded very, very good, very balanced and very detailed. Crave by Kaiser is another very good extended treble song. It was very good. Has a lot of sparkle, a lot of detail, and really brought you closer to the artists, because of, you see, one thing with treble is a little bit intoxicating, similar to bass. If treble is done right, or you balance out treble well, without a lot of sibilants, you are going to enjoy treble, and you will actually value the treble performance of some balanced Armature IEMs, because they resolve very well. In terms of micro details, this tends to do micro details well. It's not horrible, but nothing really special. The micro details are quite good for what you pay for. Then Kaigo Someday was very well extended as well, had a lot of bites in the upper region. You will feel a lot of air there. It has a lot of staging, because with a lot of treble comes a lot of staging as well. So that's pretty much the treble. Now let's go to the mids. Now the tracks I used to test out the mids was Carly Rae Jepsen's new song Comeback in her new album Dedication. Taylor Swift's Only the Young in a recent album and new movie. Is a new movie soundtrack, and The Weekend in Your Eyes. You see, Mids is where this earphone lacks a bit, because the mids are a bit thin and brittle and metallic. I'm not a fan of the mids on this IEM because it's thin and a little bit, it's not veiled, but it has this glassy sound to it. It's quite good, especially with the modification I did to it with the foam and the new cable. It improved it. The mids became a lot better, but I wouldn't really use this for extended mid listening because it becomes a little bit, I don't know, piercing for a very long time. So I wouldn't consider this a good gaming earphone. I've tried it for movies. Movies are not so good with this because of that shouty mids. I tamed it with foams, but it is good now. You can use it for music, it's fine for music, but for movies, you can do a lot better with a dynamic set, or maybe with a CCA CA16 that is warm and has a bit of more sound stage and better extension in the vocal region, the mids. So the mids take a back seat for me. I really didn't find it too great, but it's okay for the price you are paying for. Now the last one is the bass. Now I use the new track 6ix9ine's Gooba, The Weeknd's Heartless, and ASAP Ferg's Value, the new song Value. The thing here is that bass on this is very potent if done right with the foam tips, and if you can run it off an amp that has bass, it has a good amount of bass, even impressing me almost as the blondes, to be honest. The IEMs have a ton of bass for a balanced armature. I'm really impressed. You get a lot of punch, a lot of hits with this, and pretty much you're going to enjoy the bass. I really can't complain so much about the bass. Is not powerful, it's not a dynamic drive, it's not like the blonde BL03 powerful, but it is okay. It is okay, at least for a dynamic set. It is very good. In fact, it impressed me. The mid bass on this is very good. It will give you a lot of impact, but not deep. It doesn't go deep. I tried it for movies. It didn't really extend very deep as I would want it to, but it was okay for what it was. That's pretty much it. Do I recommend this? Yes, I recommend this because of the price. And if you're buying it via the Banggood store, I will leave in a description. Just know that it will cost you $55. Just use the code that I'm going to drop. There is a promo code I'm going to drop there. You can pick it up for $55. It is a good IEM. Just remember to modify it by adding a better cable. I will drop a link to a cable you can pick up as well with it, and a better ear tip. I'm using the QKZ foams on it, and you are good to go. You're off to the races. I will leave links to all this in the description so you guys can pick it up. Be sure to follow us on social media, subscribe to our channel, like our content, and I'll see you guys next time.